back to my channel. Caleb S. Holmberg here. And I know it's been a while since I've done a tutorial or a teardown or anything like that, but today, all thanks to a wise comment by Mr. Michael Wood on my review of this controller, the Miadore N64 controller, I'm back with a teardown. I hadn't done a video in a while, so I thought, why not just take this apart and see how much different it is from the original N64 controller on the inside. Actually, I did a video of replacing the joystick in an original Nintendo 64 controller. That was like one of my first videos. Boy, I can't remember how long that was ago, but it was maybe a couple years back. But yeah, I will post a link to that if you want to compare and contrast with this on how the two of them look, similar and or different on the inside. So I did a trial run of this before I started recording, so I'm hoping there won't be any confusion here, but you never know what can happen. Oh, before I get started, big thanks to all 2 of you who recently subscribed to my channel. Really means a lot. I love you guys. You guys are great. Alright, without further ado, let's get started. So, I guess I should have mentioned it before I started. To take this thing apart, you don't need any special tools. There's no, well, I mean, obviously, if you want to repair anything inside, you may need some soldering equipment, but I'm not going to need to repair anything, so I didn't get my soldering equipment out today. All you need to take it apart is a smallish, I don't know what size this is, but it's a pretty small Phillips head screwdriver. But yeah, it shouldn't be hard to come by. Nothing fancy. I know the well, no, the N64 controller never had the tri-wing screws. It was the GameCube when they started to use the tri-wing screws. Those are annoying, but on this we don't have to worry about things like that. So there are, let me see here, there are 7 screws in the back of this controller. To take it apart, we need to unscrew each one of them. Whoops. Gee, butterfingers. Alright, and then you'll notice these ones in here are a little bit deep down in there. You're going to have to play a little bit of operation to get those out of there. And it really would help if I had a magnetic screwdriver. I would highly recommend that, but this screwdriver is not magnetic. So I'm just going to try and make sure all the screws stay in their place when I take this off, so that none of them actually come out of the back shell here. So once you get all of those loosened, you should just be able to lift this off and set it aside. Well, I guess I will mention, yeah, I'm going to have to turn this over, so I lied about the screws. They're all going to fall out, so that was my fault. I lied. Alright, you see that? But I'm going to talk about these Z buttons. Yeah, if you watched my review of this controller, you remember I said that the Z buttons are, there's 2 of them. They do the same thing. It's not like a ZL, ZR type deal. It's the same button, because the N64 could only register 1 Z button, so they're both wired to the same command to the system. But anyway, these 2, I can't get them out. There's these, I don't know if you can see that, but there's these 2 little gray tab, little plastic pieces in there. I think they're glued in, but those kind of hold these, keep them from really coming out. So you can take this rubber pad off. I don't see any reason why. I don't have any use for doing that. you can see it. It's pretty obvious. You can't take the buttons out unless you break it, which is kind of odd in my opinion, but I'm sure the geniuses of design at Miadore had a brilliant reason for it. I'm not sure what that would be, but maybe someday we'll find out. Anyway, so here we have the other half of the controller with all of the other buttons in it. So to take the panel out of here, this is like the, not motherboard, but this is kind of like the brain of the controller. Excuse me. But you're gonna this here is the joystick module board type thing, and you're gonna have to take 2 screws off of here to take that out. On the original N64 controller, it was the joystick module was kind of like this little box. Like, well, because the original N64 joystick was experimental, I'm gonna say. It was not a modern type joystick. It was just this box, like, and you could just unplug it and put a new one in. It was very modular, very easy to replace. Not this. This is different. This is kind of what you'll see in a more modern controller, which this is a more modern controller for an older console, but nonetheless it's a modern controller. But where was I going with that? Yeah, you just have to take those screws off. On the original there was like tabs that no wait, no, there were screws on the original. So I was never mind, don't listen to a word I'm saying. Anyway, so now we can take this, make sure and take this cord out of the back there, and then you can just pull this whole board out. Oh no, wait, hold on. I'm way ahead of myself. First off, we should pull these L and R buttons, or triggers out. Those will just pop right out of there if you just pull straight up. And you'll see these rubber pads on there. If you need to clean those, you can take those off. And then these little board things with the contacts for the L and R buttons and the Z buttons, these can just slide right out, just like that. Oop. And then you'll see that whole thing comes out. Before we get to the back, or the front of it, I should say, I'm going to look at this. So the joystick, you can pop that cap off of there. It's not glued on or anything. If you want to replace the what do you call it, potentiometer, whatever, I'm not sure what I would call this joystick box thing on here. You're gonna have to desolder, remove the solder. Don't want to get this. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but you're gonna have to desolder these points here. This 6. So there's 3 here and 3 here. Those you're gonna have to remove. I'm kind of weirded out that they didn't put solder on the 4 little I guess tabs that hold the joystick box on. That was a little weird. That's I don't know, because I'm used to seeing GameCube controllers where everything's soldered on the back. Some GameCube controllers, which I'm going way out on a limb here with GameCube, but was definitely, some of them were soldered, some of them were screwed in. So you really never know what to expect when you open one of these controllers. So always in for a couple surprises. But anyway, so that's the joystick. I'm gonna put that cap back on there and set this aside. Now we have our front shell. Looks like my start button fell out. You see that? And you can take all these little pads off of there, and probably clean those with soap and water if needed. Now this is kind of interesting, I thought. You see this? This is the pad, rubber pad thing for the control pad, the D-pad here, directional pad. Whoop. Man, I'm losing it. Anyway, the D-pad is cut off. Like, that's not even part of they just took a, looks like they just took an X-Acto knife and sliced that. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I mean, it's not like it doesn't hurt the controller, but I don't know, like they got these, they probably got these as whatever stock. Whoop, I dropped it. Whatever, they probably got these as just like, I don't know, in bulk or something, and then they're making a bunch of controllers, and this controller has a little thing here, and they can't fit it in, so I mean, you can't just buy another part, so just cut it off. I mean, if it doesn't hurt the gameplay experience, why not? I just thought that was kind of funny, but whatever. Here's the D-pad. So it looks like this is supposed to go in a certain way. It's kind of sloped oddly. You'll see. How does that go? It's kind of weird. I'll figure it out when I go to put this back together, which will probably be in about 30 seconds. But we have our A and B buttons here. The C buttons are all scattered all over the joint. Here they are. But yeah, that's about it. Obviously, I don't see. I mean, this is a new controller, so it's not dirty. But who knows? Maybe in 10, 15, 20 years, maybe people will still be using this. I don't know. But maybe someone will be watching this in 20 years, and I hope that if anybody watches this video, it'll be helpful. If you do want to take this apart, I'm sure it will be. I hope it will be. Anyway, let's put it back together. So to start with, we'll put all the buttons back in their respective holes. So if you've ever taken apart and reassembled an N64 controller, that you'll know that each button only fits into one hole. Like, you can't put the B button into the A button's hole, which is kind of handy, so you don't mix anything up. So that one goes there. A button goes like that. And then the C buttons are always confusing because you'll see there's these little notches in here, and there's little bumps on the sides, and you have to kind of figure out which one it fits into. But I think it is, which one is it? Oh, it's this one. And then this one. Oop. Just trial and error here. Ooh. Excuse me. So now we can put the once you get all those buttons back on, you can put the pad back on there. Then we'll put the D-pad back in. I'm gonna try and figure out how this goes. So this is sloped. I'm assuming it's supposed to be kind of parallel-ish with the outer shell, I think. How's this supposed to go? Like that? I don't know. Because now this is an exception to the rule of oh dear. Tell you what, I'm losing my touch. But anyway, I don't know if this is an exception to the rule of it only goes in a certain way. Whoops. It really should. They should have put something in place to make sure it goes in the way it's supposed to go. But I think I do see a little notch there. You see on the top right. I think that's probably supposed to be kind of aligned with this, whatever you call this, little extrusion there. So we'll put it in like that. And I am going to test this out after doing this and make sure I didn't completely break it. So now I'm going to put these buttons back in, and I'm probably going to speed up the video or something so that you guys aren't bored out of your brains like you probably are already. Alright, start button, just like the others, and that's kind of nice because it doesn't have any text on it. It can go in either way. You don't have to worry about getting in upright or upside down or whatever. Alright, and put this back on. And this. Now when I did this, did kind of a test of this, this was a little bit confusing. But I found that, don't worry about the joystick module at first. Look for these two holes and try and line them up with these two little whatchamajobbers there. We'll put that right there, and if those are lined up, it should be good. So then probably just slide the L and R contacts back in. I don't know if that's what those are called. You electronics people out there are probably rolling on the floor laughing at me, but I don't care. So then we put the joystick back in place, and then make sure that goes in soundly. Okay, and that kind of, you kind of tuck it in behind that this group of wires here. So then we can put the screws for the joystick module back on here. I was just checking my camera to make sure it's still recording. I've had it sometimes where I'll be recording and all of a sudden I look at my camera and oh wait, it's not recording anymore, and I've just been talking to myself for 10 minutes. That's a little bit frustrating, but I digress. Anyway, we'll put the put this cord back in place. You see that there's that little I guess groove all around it. That's kind of where it's supposed to go on here. There's part of it's rounded, part of it's flat. I guess one side's rounded, one side's flat. The round side goes in the front half here, and it kind of clicks into place if you get it right. So then we put the L and R buttons on. Obviously we're holding this upside down, so they're going to be reversed. L is going to go on the right, and R is going to go on the left. Counterintuitive, but if I turned it to be right side up, everything would fall out. And then, no, you know what? Huh, nope. Okay, so you could do that, but I didn't. So now I guess that's about it. Just need to put the back on like so, and that should click into place, and then we simply replace all of these screws in the back shell, just like we did before. Now I did get some comments on my review of this controller, or maybe just one, that the USB version, which I do not possess, but I've heard that the USB version is not very good. Now those are not my words, those are the words of, I can't remember who it was who commented, so take that information, because these third-party controllers, you know, it's hit and miss, I'm going to be honest with you. I just happen to like this one. Haven't had really any troubles. I've been using this thing for, boy, maybe 6 months now. It's this is my 6-month-old, but I don't know if it was 6 months. Maybe it was a whole year. No, I don't think it was a year yet. What does it matter? I've had it for a while, and it's still working. So, I endorse it. But, be wary if you get the USB version, because I've heard it's a little bit sketchy. Oh, okay, one thing, I made a big mistake here. What I should have done was put the screws in the hole in the back first, where that hole where the cartridges go, but I didn't. So this is gonna be fun trying to get these back where they go. Again, operation. Okay, everyone. So I've got my Nintendo 64 hooked up here with Super Mario 64. Got the Miadore controller all put back together. Hopefully, I didn't mess it up. Let's find out. A moment of truth. Or not. Hold on. Sometimes this takes a couple tries. Remember, people, do not blow in your old cartridges. Even though that is the old way, it is not good for your cartridges. Alright. Oh, that's pretty loud. Well, here we go. It works. Alright. Okay, guys. Well, I hope this video has been insightful, and if you had any questions about how to repair this controller, or just its inner workings in general, I hope this has been provided some useful information for you. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button down below, and subscribe if you want to see more. Also, share this video if you know anyone who would also be enlightened by it. Thanks for watching, and have a great day, everyone.